Hey guys, it's Thursday. Welcome to another edition of All Things Real Estate. I am sharing with you today something that is going on in my own real estate world that is super pissing me off. It's been going on for a couple days now, and I am going to share with you what that is driving me bonkers, so stay tuned.
All things real estate and all things real estate.
Okay, what is going on in my world? I will share it with you now. I am about to strangle a lender. We were supposed to close on Tuesday. They've had the contract for 30 days and they are not ready to close. And I don't exactly know why. Why don't I know why? Because I am on the listing side. I'm on the selling side. So I'm representing the seller. And the seller agent, the listing agent, is only allowed to know certain things about the buyer. So I don't know all of the ins and outs about what is going on with this certain buyer and this lender and why they're not ready. But the bottom line is they're not ready, and it pisses me off like crazy when lenders do this. I don't understand how lenders cannot be held accountable for not getting stuff done. I will say that sometimes it is true that it is the buyer's fault, right? The buyers have to be ready, and buyers listen to this, you have to be ready to get lenders the information they need. You got to get them your tax records. You got to get them your pay stubs. You got to get them any form that they need, like super quick. You know, you got to pay attention to those emails, pay attention to those phone calls when you're buying a house. But on the lending side, I don't understand why sometimes they can't get the job done. I honestly get so frustrated because our contracts have a closing date in them. Everybody adheres to those closing dates, right? Everybody schedules movers. Everybody schedules utilities. Everybody schedules things off of that date. What pisses me off too about lenders is if you're not going to make that date, let somebody know in advance. Don't wait until the day before or the day of to tell us that you can't make the date, right? You know you're not going to make the date. You know in advance. You probably know at least 3 or 4 days in advance that you're not going to make that date. So let us know so we can plan things. Because it's like a snowball, right? Like everything snowballs. So things are planned according to that closing date. You know, the sellers, like I said, have movers. They have utilities canceled. They have a house they're gonna buy, right? So that is super frustrating. The lack of communication is frustrating when these things happen, and there's just no recourse, right, for a seller when a lender is not ready. All we can do is go back on the market and start the whole process over, but who really wants to do that, right? And lenders know that. They have us by the balls. And I know that might be a little inappropriate for me to say, but it's true. It's very true. So the only thing that I can do for my sellers, as an advocate for my sellers, is pound my chest and be really mad and send constant emails and try to get updates. You know, it's super frustrating. So on the buy side, one of the things that you can do on the buy side is make sure you have a local lender that does everything locally. All of the processing is done here. It's not done in California. It's not done in New York State. It's not done in Washington State. So we don't have these time lags and things like that that really do drag on a process. I mean, when you're 2 hours ahead or 2 hours behind and the processor's there, you're not getting up to the minute, you know, updates and things like that either. So anyway, that is going on in my world. I do think we're going to close today. We were supposed to close Tuesday. Oh, another thing I wanted to say too. In these contracts, the date in these contracts that we're all moving toward and supposed to close on, it's contractual. It is not a suggested date. It is a contractual date. So if you can't adhere to the contract, lenders, let me know. Now, they're not a party to the contract, right? They are doing things that, and the buyer is the party to the contract. The lender is acting on behalf of a buyer, but the lender has the contract from the beginning. And I will also say too that if your lender can't close a loan in 30 days in this market, it is a quick market. Find another lender, because they should be able to close in 30 days, especially if their processing is local. So anyway, I think that I'm gonna have a happy ending for my sellers today. I really do. I'm feeling good about it. The title company got documents yesterday, finally, a day after we were supposed to close originally. So I think we're gonna end up closing 2 days late. No one's dying, you know, it's not a big deal. Some things had to be shuffled around, but I just really wanted to go on here and tell you guys that that lenders need to get the job done. Buyers need to help lenders push that to the end, and lenders need to make sure that they're making that contractual closing date. So that is my tirade for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you didn't mind me getting a little salty with the language there for a minute. But anyway, that's me. So take it or leave it. And I will see you next week on another edition of All Things Real Estate. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
All things real estate and all things real